Yes, it has been more than 1,000 days that the Taliban have banned girls from attending school, but they have also banned women and girls from all other opportunities in life as well. That includes work, politics, life outside their home, even going to a doctor or a salon. This is a systematic oppression that Afghan women are witnessing under the Taliban rule for the past 3 years. Afghan women are doing activism, calling us to call this a gender apartheid.
What lengths do young women in Afghanistan have to go to study now?
There are many organizations in Afghanistan who are working in secret to support girls' education there through Malala Fund with the support of people and donations. We were able to support many organizations there who are running secret schools, or they are providing educational content through radios, television, or digital platforms. We know that this is important because in the short term, this is the only option for a lot of Afghan girls. But at the same time, this is not enough. This is not satisfactory. It is the right of every Afghan girl to be in a classroom, to complete her secondary school, to go to university, to pick a life, career and path for herself. She cannot be stopped from her education or from her work opportunities. And this is what we are challenging right now. We want the world to stand up to this and to recognize that this is unacceptable, that girls have been banned from their right to education for more than 3 years. This has to change.
And at the end of June, Malala, the UN hosted the third in a series of talks aimed at improving the situation in Afghanistan, known as the Doha talks. Now, the Taliban leadership was present, but it excluded matters of women's rights and education. Are you concerned with this strategy?
I felt this outrage, and I heard from so many Afghan women activists that they felt betrayed, that they were excluded from those conversations. There were discussions about the future of Afghanistan while they were excluding women. Women and girls are the present and the future of that country. They cannot be excluded from those conversations where decisions about their future are made. There can be no compromising on protecting their right to work and education. When the UN officials and representatives met the Taliban, they actually gave up to the Taliban demand. The Taliban do not want women to have equal access and opportunities in the country, but they also don't want women to be present in those rooms where they're making decisions about their future. And that tells you that the Taliban are not respecting and valuing women's rights and dignity. But what is more important is the role of the UN members. UN members are obliged to stand for gender equity. They have this obligation to ensure that women are present in those rooms. We cannot make decisions about the future of Afghanistan while excluding the women and girls of Afghanistan.
And Malala, today is your birthday. Happy birthday. It's an internationally recognized day by the UN for the past 11 years. Tell us how you spent the last few days marking it in London.
I spent this birthday with Afghan girls in a local school in the UK. These girls have been displaced from their country, and I remember the story of one girl who was recently moved after the Taliban took over. Her name is Sumaya, and she adjusted into this new life in this country, but she has been thinking about her sisters and her friends in Afghanistan who do not have this opportunity to be in school. This is the complete parallel and the complete contrast that you witness when you meet these Afghan girls in a school in the UK, but you know that there are hundreds and thousands of Afghan girls there in Afghanistan who do not have access to school because the Taliban have imposed a ban on secondary education, on university education. This was a moment of solidarity with Afghan girls. And we wanted to bring attention to their stories. And I was so happy that we got an opportunity to connect with the local students in the UK and to share this solidarity with our Afghan sisters.
And just lastly, Malala, is there anything else you want to tell Canadians on this, your 27th birthday?
I really want to thank Canada for their welcome and support for refugees. I really want to thank Canada for their support for girls' education. I'm an honorary Canadian citizen as well. So as a fellow honorary Canadian, I want to take advantage of this opportunity to ask the Prime Minister of Canada directly, Justin Trudeau, that here is an important point. Canada is a feminist country. Canada has values to protect women's rights. I asked Canada to stand with Afghan women, and I asked Justin Trudeau to stand with Afghan women to ensure that Afghan women are present in the rooms where decisions about their future are made, and that we codify gender apartheid and call it a crime against humanity.
Malala, thank you so much for spending part of your birthday with us today, and thank you so much for joining us to talk about this. It's a very important subject.
Thank you so much.